This is Tamara, and welcome to Spreaker Podcast Radio. We are going live on YouTube as well.
Yes.
And we are live. Hello,
hello.
welcome, you guys. Welcome to Spreaker Podcast Radio. And also, we are going live right here on YouTube. Today, I want you guys, first of all, let me just say, I want you guys to please, if you do not have Spreaker Podcast Radio, please do me a favor and download the app so that you can get my podcast. The best way to do that is rather you have an iPhone or what do you have, Android. Then please Google Store or the Play Store, please download the app. And then from there, once you download the app, you guys, then from there you can look for my profile name. My profile name is Tomorrow, or you can look for Tomorrow Show. So without further ado, I have a special guest today that has wanted to come and join me on the show, which I am excited about because she has some pretty awesome things to tell us about. And her name is Siobhan Brimage. And welcome, Siobhan.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being here. I heard about the projects that you do and your businesses through another business owner who is wonderful, Dominique Bowman.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks,
and for the show. Shout out, Dominique, you're awesome. And the styles you do, awesome, amazing.
I actually just took some braids out that she did. They were great.
Did you?
Yes.
And you know what? She does my daughter's hair too.
Okay.
And she hooks those locks up. My daughter has locks.
Okay.
And she has hooked my daughter's locks up. And I am just really happy that we have someone like her in our Hampton Roads area to hook it up.
Indeed. Mm-hmm.
But welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First, before we get started into the business aspect, what I usually do, Siobhan, is I usually kind of ask my guests to kind of give me a testimony of their life first and what led them to, the exciting things that they're doing and the positive things that they're doing now. Is to kind of walk us through, kind of give us a testimony of your life, kind of, where you grew up.
Okay. So, I'm a native of Portsmouth, born and raised. Although I did spend in my childhood half and half between here and Brooklyn, New York. My parents were in Brooklyn, but I stayed with my grandparents in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Okay.
And
how long were you in Brooklyn?
It was half and half. So whenever I wasn't in school, I was in Brooklyn.
Were you?
Yeah. So all summer, all breaks.
Only been there once. It was nice though. The one time I went, it was nice. I had a good time.
Well, it was interesting because it was interesting because
did you go to school there?
I went to summer camp and I went to elementary school, kindergarten, and I went to a Haitian school.
Really?
So they were very stern.
That? Okay.
They're very stern. They do not spare the rod.
Ooh. Does that mean
back then they were this was
I do
80s.
remember now when I was a kid. We won't say
they don't spare the rod
ages or the dates and years.
Right.
But when I was a kid, I remember those paddles.
Right.
Now I don't know. Did they have the paddles
when
you were young? Okay, because they had the paddles, and some of them had the ones with the holes in them.
Yeah.
So you grew. So you
So
you
back and forth,
school.
but I went to school here for grades, the rest of high school and all that stuff. I attended Oldham University a little bit, then had a baby, so I didn't finish there, but I did end up finishing my degree and getting my MBA from Avery University in Danville.
Where'd it go?
So I've been married and divorced. I married my high school sweetheart. We had a great marriage. I mean, I can't even lie. We had a great marriage. I enjoyed being married, but he also enjoyed, the attention from other women and all that stuff.
Okay.
So,
how long were you married?
I was married for 7 years. We have we have one daughter together, and then I had a daughter before we got married. So And like I said, marriage was good and everything like that, but infidelity, sometimes you can't get around that if it keeps happening,
Yeah. I think it's a cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I say I have humble beginnings.
7 years you went and then, so you've been single. And
I've been single since 2007.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So my youngest daughter was 7 when we got divorced, and she'll be 18 in September. So
wow.
It's been a long time.
Wow. So it has been a while.
It's been a while.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Has it been tough?
Yeah. It's been tough because you go into marriage thinking this is what it's going to be for the long haul, and you never really think about, I'm going to be by myself, and I have to manage, finances and rearing the kids and all that stuff.
That is true. Bought the t-shirt.
Right.
I've done it. So I do understand, totally get it. Yeah.
So you have to learn how to be resilient. I think, that's the test that happened for me, being resilient, making sure that, I had to sacrifice a lot, I think, as far as making sure my kids stay active and stayed out of trouble. 2 girls,
That's hard,
it's very hard.
A single mother, raising children, especially in today's society.
Right.
It is very tough.
Right.
Now, were you going to school, when you got divorced? Were you going to school, or did you already have your MBA?
No. So I did not go back to school until my daughters were in high school. So I got my MBA 2 years ago, I think. I finished my undergraduate in 2012, and then I went through 2014. I finished my MBA.
Oh, so, way to go!
Yeah.
All right.
And it was a good program because it only took me away from the house one night a week for 4 hours. It was an accelerant, and I was working full time. But it was rough because getting all the work done and all that stuff, and their work, and they dance.
So you're have to be basically like 2 parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? And split your time, which is hard to do.
Indeed,
it's hard to juggle being mom, the parent, and then still, having time for yourself.
Right.
Right. Because I know, sometimes in marriage we kind of lose ourselves. But when you get divorced, that time is even less.
Because it's absorbed by you having to do everything for the kid. Yeah.
So it's tough. How did you work that out?
I just did,
because I hear the phrase, it takes a neighborhood to raise a child.
It does, and I can say what I can say is that I have a aunt who really helped me out. She would get the kids on Fridays, and I wouldn't see them again until Sunday. She'll take them to church and all that stuff. So that helped out a whole lot. When they got older, they didn't want to go anymore, So, I think it was just, like I said earlier, sacrifice. You just sacrifice your time. You sacrifice, to just to make sure that they're okay. That, for me, I feel like with some kids, idle mind is the devil's playground. So I kept them busy.
I like that. Yeah.
I kept them busy, so
that
busy that some people would be like, you do too much, I say, but they're good. They dance, they're in the band, they swim, they cheer. I'm fine, and I would get my time when I get my time. So
right. Yeah, we just squeeze it in somewhere in between. But when your children are young, I feel like that time is going to be minimal, and then you earn more time
as
your children get older. But we haven't really earned that free time until your children are off and out of the house, really.
And even at that, it's funny because
she's off in college, and she's still,
that's so funny.
baby, I love you.
Because
But
my daughter, yesterday, I sent a screenshot of my phone to one of my friends, and my daughter in college, who will be 21 in a couple of weeks.
okay, mine's
She
20,
called me
about to be
about
23.
15 times yesterday, and I took a screenshot and said, look how many times she called me yesterday, FaceTime and call.
Mm.
And
That sounds like mine.
right,
Man.
right. So it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
So what call now your daughter, she is in what year?
She is a junior at VCU. She's finishing up her junior year.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and then the youngest will graduate from high school in June.
Okay. Oh my gosh, my son is graduating from high school. He's going to Morgan State. Shout out, baby. I love you. Good job. Yes. We got to do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it.
Yeah.
We got to send these kids right, because you don't want them to end up, and what you don't want them to do is struggle,
Right.
because cost of living these days.
A beast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A beast.
Yes.
Yes.
So you work. What do you do now?
So right now, I do have a full-time job, 9 to 5.
Okay.
I work for Anthem Inc., the health insurance company. I'm
Okay.
actually a IT person, a business analyst. I do SQL programming. I primarily work from home. It's very flexible. It's something I could say
nice.
that I have a knack for doing it. So I just yeah.
Okay.
For programming, I just always even though it might not.
Is this something a passion of yours?
It's a passion, I would say.
Okay.
Because I fought against it at one point.
Why?
Because I didn't think that was what I wanted to do, and I just always found myself back in those realms. So I just said, look, I'm good at it. I can prosper in that, and that keeps
a business analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why don't you tell us what exactly a business analyst entails?
So for me, I deal with large amount of data that's housed in databases, and I pull the data out. I do some analysis, and I provide feedback on the.
That's my thing. Oh,
What?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm up here talking, you guys, but I saw something blocking. So we want to make sure Siobhan is totally in the camera. Yes, I don't want to take up all of it. Okay, go ahead.
So just analysis on data to provide the business unit that I'm supporting with feedback, and they can make adjustments to how their staffing is or how their programs are running. And I do quality testing for reports that we have out there to make sure they're running correctly and all that stuff. So yeah.
Oh.
That's
wow.
Stuff.
It sounds really technical. It's technical. But you have is this what you have a master's in?
No, actually, it's the MBA.
This has nothing to do with
business administration. I mean, it does in a sense, but the programming is totally something that I just learned by doing. Mm-hmm.
Just hands on, and you developed a passion for it. That's amazing.
Yes.
But you also, what I want to talk about, you guys, a single woman's Chronicles.
Yes.
Tell me about this.
Okay, so we've already talked about my divorce and everything like that.
Yes.
So, after divorce, you take a period of time to, just kind of find your way or whatever, and then eventually you start dating again, which I did. And
how did that go?
So I started dating a guy and it was long distance, and we dated roughly about 3 years, and it was getting real serious and everything. And I was making plans to move where he was going, because he had moved to Texas, and and then his father passed away, and and he started acting kind of funny, and I was like, well, I can come, I don't want to be in the way, I just want to be there to support you. He's like, no, I'm good, da 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 da. And then I Googled the obituary, and in the obituary, in our obituary, we talk about, they tell who the whole family is, and then he ended up being married. So
okay, Siobhan, how long had you been
3
dating
years.
him?
3 years.
No.
Yes, 3 years.
No.
And it
Oh no!
But we never missed a beat. So,
well, how did he work that out?
I don't know, because I really didn't give him an opportunity to kind of explore. He really didn't explain things.
Were there signs that you think, now that you think back, were there signs that you kind of said, that was a red flag?
Yeah, because although we saw each other often, we had a regular schedule for visits and all that stuff. I never met his family. I never met anyone who was close to him. And, you know, at that time, I don't know if it was really important for me to do so. It was, but I didn't push it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hindsight, I'm like, that's, you know. So what happened was, instead of me lashing out, I started a blog called The Single Woman's Chronicles, where I would kind of vent about what happened, how I felt. Like, it was anger.
Pause, Siobhan. Let me just back up real quick. So when you read the obituary and you found out, okay, he's married, at that point you confronted him.
I took a screenshot and I highlighted part of the obituary where it said his name and his wife, you know, and sent it to him in an email and was like, "Are you married? Are you married?"
Okay, and then what was the response to that?
He said he was.
Oh, okay. Well, at least he admitted it.
He admitted it, and you know, and then he explained it to me that,
oh my goodness,
that he didn't think that we would get that serious, and he didn't think that we would get that serious like we did, and by the time we were so far in, he didn't know how to say it because they had been separated, you know, when we met. They hadn't been divorced, but when his father got sick, he said that she came back. She started coming back around because she still lived in the hometown, you know, because he moved. So she still lived in the hometown where he was. So she was coming around to help with his father when he got sick. And then he was like, well, so I'm like, well, what you gonna do? You know, you telling me you separated, yada yada. He was like, well, she started coming around, we started talking, and we're gonna try to work it out. Right.
After 3 years you've invested this time, your heart, of course, because I'm sure you've fallen in love with this man. Obviously, after 3 years, you know. And
that was like the first relationship that I really like kind of allow myself to be vulnerable.
And open your heart. And okay. And how did you get through that?
I got through it by, I started the blog, and it was like a journal that I didn't mind people reading about how I felt, that experience. And then it turned into...
So you just kind of woke up one day and said, I'm going to write this blog and express my feelings because I really need to get this out.
Yes.
Okay. Because your words can help. There's so many, and that's another reason why I wanted you to come on the show when I heard about you doing this, is because there are a lot of women in that position, and to channel that to something positive, you know, in a positive light, I think is definitely something that a lot of women need to hear. That could help. Because
a lot of the times we don't have that outlet, and we hold on to it, we hold it in, and then it stresses us. We have heart attacks. We have, anxiety and all that stuff. And, for me, it was good to just be able to put it down, vent about it, like people do on Facebook these days. But it was just my
that's your way to vent and let that out. So it's not bottled up, and then you don't do anything harmful, especially because you have children, a career, a life to still sustain. So I think that was a great thing to do, is to start this. So tell me more about the things you wrote in this blog.
So I wrote about, it started off as like definitely a vent fest about that situation, but then people started reading it, so I had to say, okay, I had to be responsible for my words. So what I started talking about is my dating experiences and what I learned from them, like being stood up 3 times in
yes.
3 months. And, what did I learn from this situation? How could I have done something different? Or what were the red flags, that, those things. And then from there.
What do you think, pause, what do you think were the red flags that you overlooked in that instance?
Being stood up.
With the 3-year relationship, what do you think were red flags that you possibly could have?
Well, definitely. So it was 2 major things.
Okay.
Of course, the first one was what I just said, not being able to meet his family and people that are close to him. Because typically when a man or when you're in love with somebody, you want other people to know.
Right. Family, friends, right. Co-workers, things like that. Yes, of course.
And the other thing is, like, whenever we saw each other, he either came here or we met somewhere that wasn't in his hometown. So it would be in a state.
Now, is that something that you really just didn't even?
I didn't think about it. I'm like, okay, because eventually, like I said, he moved from his hometown to Texas and then eventually Washington State. And so he would be like, well, let's just go to South Carolina, like a vacation. Okay. And that's what I took.
So that's why you didn't really think nothing of it.
Right.
Because it was something that seemed normal. Right. It didn't seem out of character.
It did not. So, yeah. But now that I think about it, those were some of the red flags. Okay. Yeah.
So, what is the advice? Do you give advice in these vlogs?
I do.
What would your now self tell your former self?
I would tell
through
myself
this to get through, or to as far as the advice.
If I could have talked to myself back then, I would have definitely told myself to ask more questions.
What questions would you ask?
Not, are you married? Because I did ask that question initially and he said no. But why can't I see your family? Why can't I come to your hometown when when you're there? Because he would fly into his hometown and then we would meet. We would meet somewhere else. Or I would be in town in his hometown, and instead of him taking me to wherever he was staying, we would get a hotel room. Like, I would ask why. I never asked why. I just went with it.
Okay.
I just went with it.
So now at this point you would ask.
Oh, most definitely. So like when I date, I ask those questions.
And don't be afraid to ask.
No, because if they're apprehensive about the answer, then
those are red flags.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the side eye. Right.
Yeah. Right. So what else do you now? You said something about not showing up.
Getting stood up.
Yeah.
Dates.
What was your experience in that? And what advice do you give for that?
The experience that I've had, like, so one Valentine's Day, this guy was courting me and I was like totally against Valentine's Day. Like, that's not a big deal for me, but he was like, no, you need to experience it. I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that for you, yada yada yada. And I was like,
so
okay.
He had you looking forward.
I got excited, And
like,
then
this is gonna be good.
Right.
Oh,
I got home, I changed my clothes, I'm getting ready, and he's calling, I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna be late. We're not gonna be able to make this. Da, 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 da. He was communicating with me, but then eventually it stopped. So at those things I kind of laugh at now. Like, I laughed then, like, I can't believe this happened.
So the text messages and then nothing.
And then the next day or whatever, full of excuses or whatever, and I'm like, it's okay, it's fine, that won't happen to me again from you, what I'm saying? Right. And just keep it moving, because some situations you just can't control. And like, for me, I'm kind of like being Mary Jane. I have Post-its of affirmations and stuff, and one of them is, I cannot be bothered by what I can't control.
I think the Post-its are an excellent thing. I think it's motivating, and I think, so wherever you look, you have an inspirational quote.
Right.
Yeah.
I have them in my bathroom because you go in your bathroom.
So as a matter of fact, I took an inspirational quote from you. Life is short, live it. Love is rare, grab it. Anger is bad, dump it. Fear is awful, face it. Memories are sweet, cherish them. A smile is worth a million. I love that.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, I gotta have this. I gotta have this. This is great. Now, did you make this up?
I'm sure I probably found it somewhere. I probably found it somewhere. Every now and then I get some good words, but that sounds really good. But this was,
yes, it really did. I'm sure I found it somewhere. But yeah, I like inspirational quotes like that too.
But those things, and I try to post them often because those things, for me, they get me through, and you just need to surround yourself with positive things, and or you will, sink in the negative, so yeah.
Yes. And what else do you vlog about?
So I also vlog about, I like to find hidden gems as far as restaurants are around the area. So I blog about those things. I blog about, my life as a single parent and the things that I go through with that. And
what do you go through?
I go through, at one point, I went through having, one daughter that needs to be at cheer practice at 6, and one that needs to be at dance class at 6, and one needs to be in Portsmouth, and one that needs to be in Chesapeake.
So how are we juggling that?
Just one has to be late, and I got to pick which one to be late.
Any minute are they picking straws? Okay, because one of y'all gonna have to be, because this is how it's gotta be.
Right.
That when you got 2 kids and one parent, and that's just the way it is.
Right, and it's funny because my kids don't like to ask for rides, but everybody asks for a ride from me. All the kids that want to ride from me, but my kids do not like asking for rides. I'm probably that'll give the rides. You need a ride? I got you. I'm gonna go pick you up. I'm going that way, or I'm not going that way, and I'm upset that I gotta go, but I'm gonna go because you need to get to where you know.
Well, that's good.
I will do
because
that.
a lot of kids need that.
Yes,
they need that positive. I think we need to be more that way. Because I remember as a kid, neighbors being more involved. With your children.
I mean, but you have to be careful about that these days too. But I get it.
Well, but that falls on knowing your neighbors, communication.
Right.
Getting out there and actually having conversations with your neighbors, so you actually know your neighbors. So you're not afraid. To because you've already canvassed your neighborhood,
right?
And you know who's who. And
I know who my tribe is.
Yeah, and I think that's important.
And I know who I can call on, and it's not a problem, and I don't, my kids are comfortable with them. And then, not only that, I teach my children to say something. If something is not...
Speak up.
Speak up. Let me know.
Right.
Or, let them know.
So do I, because I have an 11-year-old, and, be vocal. Don't be afraid to speak up and say something. No, there is no wrong answer.
No.
Don't be afraid because you think it's stupid. You know
right.
what I mean? Because sometimes kids, when they're young, just like in class at school, they don't want to raise their hand because they think that it's a stupid question. And I'm like, don't be afraid to raise your hand. Don't be afraid to ask.
Right.
Because they're there to help you. They're there. That's, we all get paychecks.
Yes.
So, therefore,
yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask the questions.
Right.
So, now, when did you start Single Woman's Chronicles?
I started that, I want to say, 8 years ago. Between 7 and 8 years ago. I always can't pinpoint the year, but it's between 7 and 8 in January of that year. And, yeah. It's been off and on because I have
you
pockets
said
of
2
time.
years. So it's been 2 years.
No, it's been
Wait,
7 or
you
8
said
years.
7 years. I don't know why I thought 2 years. You said 7
I
or 8
initially
years.
started it on Blogger platform, and then
Okay.
I moved it over to my own domain, my own site,
Okay.
because
So
I
where
wanted control.
where can our listeners and those out there who are actually watching, where can they find A Single Woman's Chronicles?
They can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube under A Single Woman's Chronicles. I have a website, www.asinglewomanschronicles.com, which is my blog site, and I also sell t-shirts up there
yes,
as
I
well.
know about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's just like, hobby. If you want to
Okay.
buy one, you can. If
Okay.
not,
Now, are these plain T-shirts? Because it's called Beautiful T-shirt Boutique, but the beautiful I notice is spelled with the T-E-E.
for the t-shirt.
For T-shirt. Okay, that's original. Okay. So are you like? Is there some like graphic designs going on, or?
Well, no graphic designs, but I have sayings. Like I have
Okay.
one that's really popular, and it says "Brown, educated, and slaying." A lot of people like that one.
I like that
Yeah.
one. I'm gonna have to go on there, you guys. You hear this? So whoever's listening on the podcast and whoever's looking on YouTube, you guys go out there and buy her T-shirts. Man, I just like that one.
Yeah,
Alone.
that's
Now
the
all the
popular one.
sizes,
All the size
are they
ranges are
true to
there.
size?
So no, so you would want to
Okay.
go up a size because most of the t-shirts are woman's cut, and in my opinion, in the t-shirt world, a woman's cut does run a little smaller than what
yes,
we would
that is
typically buy.
Okay, so we want to go up a size. So if you wear a large, get an extra large.
Right.
Okay, because they're probably with cotton. Okay.
And then you put it in the washing machine one time. I mean, it's good quality, but
It'll probably shrink a little bit. Okay. Okay. So just make sure. Okay. So what are the prices for your T-shirts?
they range between $20 and $25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And are they just for women, or do you have men's
Just for women.
T-shirts as well? So just for women.
Just for women.
Okay. Okay.
But the men can buy them for their women. So if you want to go up there, men, go ahead.
Okay. Now, you've had this for how long?
The t-shirts I've been selling probably for about a year and a half.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that is that going well?
It goes.
Is this just online?
It's just online. It's I do not keep an inventory. It's print on demand. I have a company that prints them out as they are ordered.
Okay.
So I don't have to keep inventory and
Oh,
everything.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I cut you off. You were saying, I said, is that going well for you?
Oh, yes, it's going well. I mean, for as much as I advertise for it. So it's not
Okay.
something that I kind of push.
Okay.
I have pockets of time. Like when New Edition came out, I did do a t-shirt with their names on it. So I pushed that, you know, and that sold well.
That was my favorite
Yeah.
as a kid. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Everybody loved that
Oh, man.
t-shirt. So that's when I push it because, that was just something to add supplemental income to what, I already have coming in.
Okay. Okay. So that's 3 different projects.
Oh, I do
I
a
mean, you
whole
got
lot.
full-time. Okay, so you have the full-time Anthem Incorporated, right?
Right.
And then the Beautiful T-shirt Boutique, A Single Woman's Chronicles. What else are you working on?
So I just ramped up in the last year where to utilize my MBA and the experience that I have in corporate America. I also help those who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs kind of strategize and plan their business strategy, their customer strategy, and their marketing strategy. So I do one-on-ones with people to kind of get started. Sometimes you need that push and you get stuck with the planning and all that stuff. So I try to get them from inception to that starting point.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some of the things that I'm really good at is creating an email list. Of course, social media, like how to utilize social media to benefit your business, business planning, targeting the right audiences, because I think a lot of people say, "Oh, I have this great product, I have this great service."
Target the right audience,
right? But do they need it?
Make sure
it might sound good for you, but does your audience really
know what they want?
Right. So I help people kind of focus and hone in on those skills. So it's been ramping up for the last year and a half, and I've had a few, one-on-one clients that I've helped over the years to get them.
Oh, I need to turn on the light, don't I? Excuse me, I'm gonna turn on the light, you guys. I'm sorry, Siobhan.
You fine.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah. So with that,
telling us about that.
I really would like to in the next 6 to 8 months, I would really like to focus on building that stream of income for myself. And I've done that by just joining communities that are around entrepreneurship and growing my skill set as well. But marketing.
And in doing so, how do you do that? How are you going about strategizing and marketing yourself?
Well, what you want to do, and what I believe in, my philosophy is serving. You serve people, and then you're able to sell them, because when you serve them, they know that you're competent. They know that you understand what you're doing. And when I say serving, it's meaning I don't do free, but I do put out nuggets here and there on my social media pages, or if I'm just talking to people who are business people and they may ask me a question, I give them little nuggets. But if you want to go any further, because a lot of people say, let me pick your brain. Well, to pick my brain, you might need to pay me, my little consultation fee and all that stuff. So, but I really believe that where people fall short is that they forget to serve people. They just go with the jugulars. I'm gonna sell you this. Let me sell. But do I need it? So if you serve them, they will ask you questions, and you'll get your need. What you need to sell them right there, because they're gonna tell you exactly what they need.
Oh yeah.
So
of course.
And that's what I teach people to do. The same thing.
And you've set this up online.
So I do have another website.
Okay, why don't you share
that? It's www.siobhan-brimage.com, and that has all my information as far as even if you just wanted to ask me a few questions, you can buy me a cup of tea for $15, and you can ask a couple of questions, and I can get you on your way. Or if you want to set up some, I have online courses that people can buy into. I also do one-on-one consultation.
Okay, so what do your online courses entail?
So the one that I have right now is targeting audiences, doing your avatar, your customer avatar, and finding out where they are and how you can serve them without being salesy. So that's what the online class.
Salesy, I like that word.
Because think about it,
is that a real word?
Salesy. It's probably not. Okay. But people say that all the time. They're so salesy.
That's what you want, because that was like salesy. Okay.
I make up words from time to time.
We all do. But I really like that, So as far as the classes, now how much are the classes if there's someone who's listening and say, ooh, that's something I need to do? When you go online and to that website, that'll give you all the information that you need.
It will give you all the information that you need. So typically for the targeting audience, because it's not one-on-one, it's something that you can do self-paced. It's $49, which is not not expensive at all, because you could. It's at their own pace, so as they finish, and for consultations, if they want, they can do a 15-minute free consultation, and then from there it goes to, I believe it's $50 on up, depending on how long the time frame.
Okay.
So yeah,
I like that. Now, did you set up the whole? You designed this whole?
Yes, ma'am.
With the classes and everything, the avatar.
Yes.
And everything. That is amazing. What inspired you to do that?
Because again, it's that passion thing. I know I have a knack for it. I talk about it all the time, and I was giving people free advice. I'm like, And then you start hanging around with other business people, other entrepreneurs. My mentor, who is Nicole Walters, she is awesome.
She's saying, why not?
Right. She's like, we don't do free.
Also.
We don't do free.
Right.
So she, helped, what we call our rich friends. That's our little community and everything. She helps us, like, not do free, set up ourselves to be in business.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
Makes sense. Especially in today's society.
Right.
Everything costs money, even your time.
Right.
So, but I think that is awesome and amazing that you are in the business of helping people. And that right there is inspiring. To want to do what you do.
Yeah.
And it's still, even though, you're paying for this service, it's an amazing service that is beneficial for the person taking that class.
Right. And it all depends on their end goal. What
much
your
information.
Return? Yeah. What do you want in return? What is going to be your return on investment? So the last person I worked with, she is a paparazzi, consultant. I think that's what they're called. A director actually now. And and I just helped her kind of like segment her people, like customers and potential other consultants. And this is how you want to keep those separate, because this is how you want to market the people that you want to be consultants, and this is how you want to market your people who are customers. And I know you have jewelry that's in sets, but show them different ways to wear it, with different outfits, and all that stuff.
Good
so
advice.
yeah. Because you have to show the people that they need they need what you have, instead of saying, here's my jewelry, buy it. You know what I'm saying?
So you're like, show them why they need this.
Right.
Put it in that perspective.
Right.
I like that. So what else is Siobhan doing? Man, because that is
a lot.
Wow. How do you find the time? Where do you find the time to do all this?
There are 24 hours in the day.
Well, you are definitely, Siobhan, you are utilizing every single last hour.
Right. There are 24 hours. I'm just a busybody. I'm just a busybody. I don't necessarily like to be stagnant. I don't watch a lot of TV. And when I do, I binge. So I watch shows that are already, there, and I can just watch them back to back. And when I'm done, I'm done. Right. I just can't sit in one spot on Tuesday at 8 o'clock every week. That's just not,
I hear you. I can't either. Yeah.
And, I just make the time, because I know I have a need. I have some things that I need to accomplish, and you can't do that. Yeah. Sitting around doing nothing.
No. So it definitely is inspiring. To get what you want, you have to be a go-getter.
Right.
And it sounds like that's just what you are, is a go-getter. Now, is this something that was learned from your parents?
No.
She said that real quick. No. Did you grow up with both parents in your household? If I can kind of rewind the tape of your testimony. Sure. I'm not sure if we had spoke on that.
No. So I grew up,
because I know you split.
Right.
They were split. So you went from New York to here. And who did you say you lived with here again?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading. They may have worked on the farm with your slaves, but it's okay. We're not slaves anymore.
Oh, no.
We have a troll. Oh, no. It's okay. You're going to be okay. Anyway.
So you guys, who she was answering that, for those of you who are on my podcast listening, she's Siobhan is also live on her YouTube right now, and they are actually commenting, and she was responding to the comments.
I'm sorry.
So I'm letting my listeners know, because
I apologize.
We have listeners who are listening. So I just want to make that clear, because I know you guys are probably like, wait a minute.
What just happened?
What just happened? What does that have to do with her parents and what?
I'm so sorry.
I just know for those who are listening right now, they're probably like, wait, what just happened?
It was a troll. And you know, sometimes trolls want to be acknowledged, and I just acknowledged them.
Wait a minute. She did not say a troll, you guys. Yes, she did.
No. Okay, let's go back. Let's back.
Okay, she's had to backtrack. We got to backtrack because, see, that troll just threw me way off. Wait a minute.
So YouTube is now retracting their messages. So.
See, they got in trouble.
Yep.
They got in trouble. Look, you can't comment and say everything you want to say. You're gonna have to save that and say that in person.
Right.
You know, some things you can't, comment on YouTube. They catch that.
They do, especially now. But
yes.
So I didn't grow up with both of my parents, my mother and father. I grew up with my grandparents. They both were in the household, but they were both, they came from that generation where you worked on a job for 40 years, you retired, you don't take vacation, you just do that. So that's why I say no. I can say that they taught me work ethic because they went to work every day. They, they
What did your grandparents do, if you don't mind me asking?
My grandmother worked for GE. For years and years and years. I think she did like like soldering and stuff like that. My grandfather was in the Navy, and then he worked for the Armed Corps of Engineers as and retired from there as well. So they were really active in church. They were like the cutest couple. And Sundays they go to church. That's the only day my grandmother let my grandfather drive her in the car to church, and he cut the grass on Saturdays, and they played dominoes and that type of thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was interesting because
so did you say you got that work?
I got the work ethic from them, definitely.
Okay. Because that's where it started. Okay.
Yeah, but I definitely I differ because I take vacations and I get because I take some vacations.
Did they not take a vacation at all?
Not that I can recall. I mean, no, they work. Like even now, when my grandmother finds out I'm off.
Time now.
When my grandmother
years, no vacation.
I mean, I'm sure they took some time off, but
shoot, after 6 months, look, I'm ready for a vacation. Shoot,
if I take a week off, my grandma's like, "You not going to work today?" I was like, "I get these days. I'm gonna lose them if I don't take them."
Okay, so she is not used to that because they just work.
They just work
every day.
They work, yeah.
They didn't accumulate leave or nothing, did they?
But they had pensions and all that stuff back then, so we don't get those things now.
Man,
so
we sure don't.
So now my main goal is although I like what I do for Anthem, I do want to be location independent as far as work is, so that's why I'm really ramping up the business strategy and all that stuff. So. I want to be able to do it for myself, making the money that I make, to survive. You don't want
to have to do the 9 to 5.
Right.
Which a lot of us don't want to have to do.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And in order to do so, you have to utilize those 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
To get it done. So.
You're right. Which is definitely a lot of I think a lot of us, and I brought a lot of people on the show, on my show who have that same mindset, and that's why they work so hard. I brought a lot of incredible business owners on the show. Shout out to all of the incredible people who I have been blessed to have met and have who are just career oriented and are doing great things. So continue to do that, and so we can all be independent and do what we want to do.
Right.
Because that is definitely a goal for me and a lot of other people.
Right.
So, Siobhan, you speak how many languages?
Oh my God.
Siobhan, you speak French, Spanish, and Jamaican patois?
I speak Spanish. I speak some Jamaican patois.
Okay.
But that was Facebook when I joined it.
Like, where is she getting this? You wait.
I was like,
wait a minute. Oh yeah, I got it here. That you speak French?
I do not speak French. That was a joke when I first got on Facebook. I probably need to update that.
You should. That wasn't a glass of wine.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So no French.
No French. A little bit of Spanish.
Okay.
And I understand.
Is it more than
patois.
como estas?
Oh, it's more than como estas. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can understand it.
Now Jamaican.
Only because of the background from New York, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Understand it. I can translate.
Your parents?
No, but just being so when you live in Flatbush area.
Okay.
That's a Jamaican, Haitian. That's a cultural. So you just kind of pick up some of it. So I don't, I'm not fluent, and I haven't been there in so long. Don't test me. Please don't test me.
Oh, I don't know any.
It's just like broken English.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, somebody said, well, hello. Well, hello back at you. Hello. Somebody on live on my Spreaker just said hello. And that's probably the first time I've seen a comment on there. So I just was looking because, I'm kind of still in the working out beginner phases of this all. But you guys, let me just say, please like, and like again, and tell a friend, and tell a friend. I seen that on YouTube,
and subscribe to her channel.
Please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to her channel, Siobhan's channel. Please, please support the cause. Yeah. Support the cause. Follow me so that way you get all my notifications when I publish something new. And check out this interview for those who are just looking there and you missed something. If you missed it, go to the website. You can catch it again and again and again. So, and then if you download it and follow, you'll catch all the episodes that I do. So please, again, like, subscribe, follow. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. I also, wait a minute. So I also had something else I wanted to ask. Okay. Your daughters. Okay. You have 2 daughters.
I have 2 daughters.
Okay. Because Gabrielle.
Yes.
Where did the name come from?
My best friend, her godmother, named her.
I just love that name, so I wanted to know.
Well, it's so funny because when I was pregnant with her, well, number one, I was a hot ice dancer for Norfolk State University. Behold the green and gold. And I actually, my last.
Oh, you're saying hello again. Hello. Ron, hello. I do see you chatting. I see you. I see you shouting out. Look, me and Siobhan looking at it right now. We looking, so we see you. Thank you for listening. I'm glad you're listening.
Ask questions, Ron.
Please ask Siobhan any questions you would like, Ron, because we are here.
So I was pregnant with. What is that? Nice show, Mark Johnson. Where are you 2? He said, where are you 2? He's in Canada.
Nice show. Well, thank you, Mark Johnson. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Trying to do our thing. And then this is, where are you 2?
We're in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia.
Yes, we are. We are in Hampton Roads. So feel free to download if you I don't know if you just kind of landed on the show, but please download Spreaker's podcast radio and tomorrow's show. Like and follow. Please do that, okay? But hello to you all. Thank you for listening. But if you have any questions you'd like to ask Siobhan, or you'd like to ask me or anything, please feel free while we're talking here. Feel free to join in. We are here. And we are live, you guys. We are live. So, and we appreciate all the support and listening. We are just here enjoying some wine. Yes. So cheers, Siobhan, and thank you for coming on the show and talking about your wonderful projects. Is there anything else that you are working on that you would like us listeners and viewers to know about?
No, like I
on
said,
top of the million and one
everything.
things that you're working on, because that's a lot.
Yeah, that's
wow.
enough. That's enough.
Yes, I think that you have enough. I mean, from A Single Woman's
Oh,
Chronicles.
he's watching on YouTube, Marcus.
Oh, well,
Oh,
great.
that's so cool.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you're watching. Well, hello. So beautiful T-shirt, you guys. Females, please out there, support that. Go buy you guys a T-shirt, and remember the sizes, because she said you need to buy
Probably a size up.
up, right? Can you give them your email address, the Facebook address, because they can.
Sure.
So for your boutique, where do they go for the boutique?
For
I
the
don't
boutique,
know if you've told them.
if you want to look at the boutique, you can go to what YouTube link? If you go to YouTube, it's Tomorrow's Show.
Tomorrow's Daily Life. My YouTube link is Tomorrow's Daily Life. So if you go there, we are live right now. You can view us now. But if you want to go to Siobhan's YouTube,
it's A Single Woman's Chronicles. A Single Woman's Chronicles. I'm on YouTube and Facebook live. We are live, baby.
Live, you guys. Live. Yes, yes. So please join us. Join us. If you guys have any questions, we are here. We are here to answer any questions that you guys may have. Siobhan, if you're just joining in and you're just listening, Siobhan is a business owner, and she does so much. She wears a lot of hats. She owns this company, which is A Single Woman's Chronicles, which she vlogs and gives a lot of great advice for women who are single and who need that advice and who have gone through some things and really need that advice. Siobhan is definitely gives a lot of great advice, and she also has these T-shirts, which is a beautiful T-shirt boutique. So if you want to order one, Mother's Day is coming up. So how long does it take to ship? Would they get it if they ordered it now? Would they get it by Mother's Day though?
Yes. If they ordered it now, they would get it by Mother's Day. It typically takes anywhere between 3 and let's say 7 days for it to ship, depending on where they live.
Oh, okay. Okay.
To ship and be delivered. Yeah.
Let's say, when is Mother's Day? Mother's Day is the 12th. And so we have enough time. There's enough time. So if you want to, so to get on that beautiful T-shirt boutique, where do they go again one more time?
They can go to A Single Woman's Chronicles, to that site, and if they click on in the menu options, the store or shop, I believe it is, it'll take them straight to the T-shirts on the site. Yes.
Okay. And the vlogging for The Single Woman's Chronicles, that's if they go on there, that's right there as well, right?
Yes, one stop shop.
And then for the business, for the consultation.
So for the consultations, if they want to, just talk to me or ask me questions,
entrepreneurship and everything,
it's
then they can go
www.siobhan-brimage.com, and Siobhan is spelled SHIVAWN-Brimage. BRIMAGE.com. So
Ron, that is not how you spell her name, but it is a beautiful name. You see how you spell it?
Yeah.
With a CH. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty decent.
Yes. Yes. That is awesome and amazing. Thank you so much.
So we have to get you a website.
Do you think I need one?
I do, and a mailing list.
Look,
we about to do some consultation right now.
Look, I'm getting consulted already. Look, I need a website.
We need to get your email list. At least an email list, so when you go live.
Not my email, not my personal email, you're saying.
So you can do, and y'all take notes.
Take note, you guys. I hope you got your cards, because I'm about to get, look. I get the advice. Look, I might need to write this down.
Write this down.
Okay, you guys, I'm writing this down because this is good tips for me.
So, with your podcast, you can start building an email list. There's a site called MailChimp.
So email list is the first thing.
So, and it's a site that's called MailChimp, like chimpanzee. Mail, CH.
Is it dot?
CHIMP.com. And for the first 1,000 subscribers, you know how if you go to like Nordstrom's or whatever, and they say, well, give us your email address and you get 20, and you become a subscriber to their list, and they send you out when they're, so that's what you would sign up to do for your first 1,000. It's free. It's a free service for the first 1,000 subscribers that you have. Once you go over that, then they'll charge you. And what you can do is,
so I would create an email.
So you would create what we call like a page that says, give me your email address, so you can stay on top of when I do a podcast. So whenever you're, or a live radio, so whenever you are going live, you can send out an email blast and say, okay, I'm going live. I'm going to have so-and-so on the show on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, you know, whatever day. Here's the link. And send it to the people that you get on your email address, and that way they make sure that they're on your radio. You know, they come to the Spreaker.
Can subscribe to this email.
Oh, we can work on that. Yes. We can work on that. We can get you ramped up.
You know, I never really thought about that since Spreaker is I get sponsored through them. Their ads. I never really thought about.
You still well, you want to build up your audience.
But I do want to build up my audience. But I never really thought about doing it this way. I actually never heard of them doing it this way.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. So I would go to MailChimp and then sign up. Now, anything else I need to do? Because that's pretty much.
Well, we can. It's a lot. I mean, not a lot, but we can work on this together.
That is a lot.
We can work on that together.
Yes, that is wonderful.
Because you can actually add that to your like Facebook page, or even on your YouTube page, you can put the link and say, you know, subscribe to the email list, and they'll put if they're interested, of course, they'll put their email address. So whenever you go live, and they even have an app that you can put on your phone, and you can send out like email blasts and say, you know, I'm going live on this day, you know, and then even like maybe 30 minutes before you're about to go live or about to start your radio broadcast, I'm about to go live, you know, click on the link. A lot of people get their emails to their phones, so you can just.
Well, I think that is a great idea. I wish I would have known that for this interview. I would have done so, because that is great. That is great. But I do have one. I have another interview on Saturday.
That's right.
So maybe now, does it automatically, once I set this up, will it automatically?
No, well, so that's where you're gonna have to build.
Oh, you have to build up and
list.
have people actually
subscribe
to it.
Right. So like when you go on your Facebook page, or when you go, like when you after you load this to YouTube, you can even put in the comment section, edit that part, and say, you know, for the next, if you like what you see and you want to subscribe. Oh, so I can see you. and you
hello.
And you want to subscribe, you know, just click on the link, and they can add their email and just start building it, you know, to grow your audience.
Okay, so just put the link, start putting the links on Facebook and YouTube. I'm gonna do that.
Wherever
you post. It's a great, fabulous. I post. I post YouTube. It automatically goes to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I believe it's just those three.
Okay. Yeah.
Because through my podcast, they automatically, you know. Okay. It kind of goes like that, and it kind of goes. It just those are the ones that they offer.
Okay.
And now Spreaker has also announced that they will be putting my podcast on Spotify.
Sweet.
So I'll find out shortly, and I will have to announce that as well, because my podcast will also be on Spotify. For those of you who love Spotify, you'll be able to look up tomorrow's show on Spotify and catch all my episodes there as well. So that's another good platform for my show, and for those who come on my show, and I'm able to promote. Like I said, I've promoted so many businesses. So what a wonderful opportunity to be able to, for people to hear those things.
Right.
And there was something else that you were saying about, you find out about these restaurants and
Oh yeah. So
I
these
love
hidden
food,
gems.
and
Yeah.
yeah, in the back of my mind I was like, oh, I need to ask about that, ask about the food, ask about the restaurant, because I love little hidden gems.
Yeah. So like,
So what can you share with us about some of the hidden gems that you have found?
So, one in particular that's in the area, well, that's in Norfolk, Virginia. It's called All Shucks. I love seafood. I don't know about you. I love seafood.
I do.
And it's a small spot. It stays open till 2 a.m. every day.
What?
The food is so
Is it good?
It's so good. But when you look,
And it's called All Shucks.
AW Shucks. That's what it's called. But I call it All Shucks.
You know, I'm going to write this down. Wait a minute. AW. And it's shucks.
Shucks, like you shuck. SHUCKS.
SHUCKS. Okay. Is this a black-owned business?
It's not a black-owned business.
Okay.
But the food is
it's
amazing.
But it's a seafood restaurant.
But and if you like breakfast, there is a black-owned business in Portsmouth. It's called Yolks. YOOLKS.
YOOLKS.
On Us. I think it's 518 Washington Street in Portsmouth. The breakfast is amazing, and it is black-owned.
Washington Street. 518 Washington Street. Yolks on Us, and that's breakfast. So it's a good breakfast place. Any place else you found that you want to share with us?
So many. No, I think those are.
What about
right
dinner?
Now.
What about a good dinner?
So I haven't really honed in on
gym?
a dinner. No,
Okay.
I haven't really.
But these two,
those two,
are definitely.
If you really like seafood, yes,
I do.
That's a nice place. And breakfast.
And this
Yolks.
is good breakfast. Now, do they have turkey?
I think they do
bacon
turkey
and stuff?
bacon. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, you go to a lot of breakfast
They
places
don't.
and they only have pork, bacon,
I think they
sausage.
do. Yeah.
And I don't eat
I'm pretty sure
pork,
they do,
and I don't
actually.
eat beef, so my choices are limited. But I do like meat.
And I know, like, even
Like
in
my
their
turkey,
their vegetables, they
my
don't
turkey
do pork in their vegetables, so that's
Oh,
good. Like their
that's
greens
awesome.
and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah. I know
yes.
they don't. So
Yes, because that is a struggle too. That is a struggle too, because a lot of places do cook with the ham hocks
Right.
and stuff. So that's good.
Right.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you, Siobhan.
You're welcome.
Do you do any volunteer work or?
I do. So again, my passion is because I have two daughters that have been so active, and I was active as a child, like in the band, and that's the breakfast. You've been there, Mark? Oh,
Mark
that's so
Johnson
cool.
has went to the breakfast place.
Yep.
Oh, you like that place, huh?
Definitely going to try the seafood. Yes. AW Shucks. It's in Norfolk. It's on, I don't know if it's Colonial or 22nd Street, but yeah, try that place. It's so good. So good.
Okay, yeah, you and me both. Are gonna try that, because that sounds good, and I definitely want to try the breakfast place. So
But
yeah.
I volunteer with IC Norcom High School with their band. I'm the majorette coordinator, the twirlers. So yeah, I've been doing that for about 4 years.
So are you twirling?
I did in high school. So yeah,
Is that the baton?
the baton?
Oh,
I actually was just coming.
And you
from
never
there.
dropped it.
Oh, I dropped it. I would never say that I never dropped it. I did, but I was good. I was good. I was good.
Do
But
you drop it now?
I don't even twirl it now. Look. They twirl it. They take instructions.
Leave it to tomorrow to add something like that, right?
They twirl it now. So.
Okay. So they don't throw it up and.
They
catch it and stuff.
they do
Oh,
all
they do.
types of. They are
nice.
so awesome. I mean, compared to what I did in high school back in the 90s.
Did you have to do all that?
Not as much as they do now. They do all of it. They do turns. They throw it up 2 turns, 3 turns.
Oh,
and
wow.
splits
really?
and all kinds
Splits
of
and
stuff.
everything?
Yeah. So.
Wow. Oh, so I bet they just give a really fantastic show.
Yes, they do, and we won I think in the last 2 or 3 years we've won first place. Majorette in a lot of our and majority
Well,
of the
hello. How are you, Kay?
Hi.
How are you doing?
A majorette. Yes, a majorette.
Majorette.
Twirler.
Oh, is it a majorette? Is it called a majorette?
Well, they use majorette now for dance lines, so I have to kind of say twirler to let people know that it's a baton twirler. Because now, like in the South.
Well, Ron knew, so maybe he was a majorette.
Or he liked them because we're the best section in the band.
Uh-oh.
In the marching band. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I volunteer with them. I love it. It's fun. Nice. I like to be able to pour into the young ladies and stuff and see them grow. So, that's what I do as far as volunteering. That's not all year long, so I can, it's pockets of time when I have to do that. So.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't take away from the kids or.
No, and they were on the squad too, so we were together.
Were they? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So they were. Throwing it up and.
Yes.
Twirling it around too.
Mm-hmm. And actually,
did you do parades and everything?
Yeah, I walked the parades with them and all of that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
And actually, my youngest daughter. To me,
that would be like a distraction to have all those people watching, and then you have to, because is there people like dropping the baton,
Well, typically in the parade, they don't.
The parade, and then they're like,
Well, in the parades they don't because they don't do a lot of tosses when they're marching in the parade.
Okay, so it's just kind of twirling then at that point and walking. Mm-hmm. Okay, because I was going to say I'm sure they don't do a lot of not acrobatic.
No, they do that movements. When it's like a field show, like a halftime show for the football games and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. Anybody special in your life now, Siobhan?
Well,
you do have the Single Woman's Chronicles, so I was going to take it there. I've got to take it there. I've got to ask the questions.
That's fine. Yeah.
So for those who, they might be looking and listening and saying, oh, well, she's writing Single Woman's Chronicles. Oh, I might want to email her. So you are taken.
It's new, so I wouldn't say that I'm taken, but I am dating.
Okay.
I can't say it's exclusive. We'll see.
Okay. So, it's still early.
It's still really early, so
okay.
I'm just having fun.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Mm-hmm. How long have you been dating now? I know she's
probably,
like, dang, look.
It's probably going on 2 months, I guess.
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah,
okay. So. Mm-hmm. So really new.
Really new.
New.
Mm-hmm.
new. Okay. Yeah. And so far so good.
So far so good. Yeah,
okay. So no vlogs to.
No vlogs. Although I think he wants to be on one of my blogs, to be honest, because he's like, "You gonna write about that?" I was like, "No." You gonna write about that? I was like, "You want to be a topic?"
He might want to be a topic,
right? So,
okay. To say this is when I was single and now this has happened.
Right. But it's interesting because I don't typically get that response from people that are interested in me or that I've dated. They're normally like, "Oh, I hope you don't write up. I hope you don't." But he's like, "Are you gonna write about that?"
Like, so he wants to. Right. He wants to be included.
So that's interesting.
Oh, that might be a positive sign.
Yeah.
There might be hope for you, whoever you are. There might be hope for you.
It might be.
Yeah. Do you think you will write about it?
I might. I need to give it some time to see what it's gonna do first. And then, I don't want to be premature about things. So
yeah. Well, take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the ride.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, people are a little nosy, so they want to know.
Oh yeah. You see me sitting here like, how much is she gonna tell us? How much is she gonna tell us? We want to know. Look, we got some people still looking.
But it's funny because you write your list about the things that you want in a mate, or and
did you write a list?
I really I did. and he fits a lot of the puzzle pieces. So
really,
and it's interesting because I never had that before in a while. So we'll see.
okay. Would you say that you are very selective at this point in your life?
Yeah, not. I'm not super selective because it's some people that have a list like I need tall, I need dark, I need handsome, I need this. They need to be doing this and that. I'm not like that. You know, I know I need. It's stuff that are deal breakers, and it's stuff that's core needs that have to be satisfied. Like I know although I'm somewhat of an introvert because I need to recharge alone, I do like to be social. I'm a social person, so I like to go out and socialize and all that stuff too. And I would need someone who is either understanding of that or they also enjoy doing those things too. Because it's going to be a conflict. They're going to think I'm out doing stuff that I'm not supposed to do when that's just me fulfilling an internal need to be social, you know, from time to time. You know, stuff like that. Like, although I don't want nobody that's poor, but it's not a big issue that they have to have a lot of money and, you know, or live in a big house or nothing like that. Those things aren't important, but I like to travel, so I want to be able to go on vacation with someone and, you know, those things like that.
Of course. You want to be able to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I want to just sit and look at each other.
Right.
Right? Because that's no fun.
No. You got to be able to feed the relationship too. You can't just be like stagnant. So
right.
So those are the types of things that are like on my list that need, you know, to be fulfilled.
Okay.
You know, so
does he need to be career oriented as well?
Oh yeah, because I am, and it would not match if they were.
So at least on that aspect,
or passionate about
and passionate.
Right. So I dated a musician one time, and he's very passionate about being a musician, and I
so
love
whatever it is your purpose is and what you're good at least be driven in that. Okay. And that is something that you are, because I see that you are definitely very driven. And that's, you know, because I think it's okay to be opposites.
Oh yeah.
Because opposites do attract. But as far as you both being driven, I think that's something that's very important, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Are you think that you would stay living here in Hampton Roads?
Now that my kids are out of the house, probably not. Probably not.
Where do you see yourself living?
That's the problem, because I really don't know. I want to explore a little and just kind of see. Like, I've been to places, but I really haven't been to places in a manner where it's like, this is where I want to live.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
have you lived other than New York and here in Virginia?
No. But I've visited all up and down the East Coast. I've been to California, Texas.
California, shout out.
That's where you're from?
San Diego.
I like Palm Springs. It was so beautiful. I love the mountains.
Oh, God.
It's so beautiful. Like, coming from the airport, going towards, like, the hotels and stuff, and you just see the mountain. But it's so hot in the summertime.
Yes, in the summertime. That's what I was thinking about. Because, that stands out to me.
Like 115 degrees.
Man, it is hot. Ooh, wait. Palm Springs. Oh, gosh, yeah.
But they're just, I know I don't want to live where it snows a lot or get cold or like real cold. I know.
So you would never live back in New York?
No, I would never live in New York. I like visiting.
And it's overly crowded.
I like visiting. I don't know.
You still have family up there?
Yes, my dad and my aunt and my stepmom. I have some siblings and stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. Because you're not an only child, are you?
No, I'm not. My dad I have three siblings with my father and twin siblings with my mom that are younger. Oh. Yeah, I'm like 15 years older.
Oh, wow. 15 years.
Yeah. Want to move up the road to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, it gets too cold, so that's going to be a no. That's going to be a no.
Have fun in Peru.
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 Oh, I probably would visit Peru. So I'm going
Not
to
live,
Bali
but
next year.
Oh, are you?
Yes. And
Oh,
so that's going to be
nice.
interesting. Go to Bali, and I said, okay.
And you
Found
said,
a roommate.
okay, let's do it.
I mean,
Okay.
that's one of the things, like you talked about earlier. You know, I had to sacrifice a lot of time
Right.
with my kids. Well, they're gone now, so it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put a deposit down on that. I'm gonna go there next year. I don't have anything holding me back, you know, to do that.
Right.
So
How long would you stay there in Bali?
I think it's a week. I think
Is it
it's
a
7 days.
Nice, nice. Well, enjoy that.
Yeah.
Here, get your passport and all that. I'm sure you already getting that together.
Yes. So
'Cause, yeah, that'll be nice. Anywhere else on the bucket list that you would like to venture out to?
I really, you would like be a good fit. Like you sound like
You'd be a good fit
for Nova Scotia. Oh,
for Nova Scotia or for
No.
Peru? Where should be a good fit? In Bali?
and Bali, Mark.
Where are you talking about, Mark?
Yeah. So. Oh, ATL.
Wait a minute, you
Yep.
done came back to
Listen,
the States. Wait
Mark.
a minute, we were abroad. You done
ATL
came
is
back to the
already
States.
crowded. Y'all have interstates that are falling down.
Oh,
We don't
do
need
that.
to go. Yeah,
Oh,
last
goodness.
year, I think last year, one of the interstates, like, it's too many people in ATL. I'll just visit.
Oh.
Look.
Wait a minute, how did we get back to the States? We were all the way in Bali.
No, but I'm actually going to Jamaica, and that's been one of the places that I've always wanted to go to.
Oh, that should be a nice trip.
And I want to. I'm going there in
So
July.
is that after the Bali? Oh, that's
No, I'm going
before
there.
the Bali.
Yeah, that's coming up. Bali is next year in 2019 in March.
You're going to Jamaica in July. You go.
Yeah.
How long is this?
I
a
think
business
that's like
or
5
just,
days. It's
is
a
this
retreat.
Oh, a retreat.
retreat.
Nice.
And I think the only other place that I really want to go to is I want to go to Africa and visit some of the countries there. It's like South Africa, Egypt, and see some of the pyramids and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and some
I
of
think
the
that would be
land.
nice too. I would love to go there too. I think that would be a nice trip. Africa, yeah. Versus
Lima. That's
Lima.
funny. Yeah. That's funny. No.
She said no. Okay. Is there any advice that you would give? And this is what I tell all my clients who come on the show. Is there any advice that you would give our listeners as far as something that was important and near and dear to you, which is a single woman's chronicles, and if you ever caught in the positions that you were caught in, pay attention to the signs. But what would you also give our young listeners, not only the single women, but I also want you to give advice to those who may be trying to start a business and don't know how to get started.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
So if you can attack both of those.
Okay.
Closing here.
So in reference to a single woman's chronicles, just in general, and this could apply to anybody. Always be aware that you are responsible for your happiness and no one else. No matter what you go through, do not let anyone steal your joy. I'm out of here into nays across. Oh, okay. Don't let anyone steal your joy. You know.
Ron, good for you. Sorry, we're live on both aspects.
Yeah.
Podcast and YouTube. Apologies, but Ron, you enjoy that. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Siobhan, but Ron, we just wanted to say, I wanted to say, have fun on that, because that sounds like an amazing tour. Ron is going cross country on a cross country tour.
Canadian
from
tour.
Wait a minute, I said across country. Is that across Canada tour?
Across Canada tour.
Okay,
well, his
not
country.
cross. Is it
His country?
Would we say cross country?
Yeah, for Canada. From, what do you say, Saskatoon?
Okay. How do we say that? Saskatoon?
Yeah, to Halifax.
By train.
Wow.
You laughing at me, bro? Look, I said cross country. She said cross his country. Cross Canada tour. So that sounds like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for tuning in and commenting and talking to us. I appreciate that. And sharing that with us, because that sounds like that's going to be an amazing tour. But I want Siobhan to take us on out with this great and awesome advice.
Yeah.
As you were saying.
So just be responsible for your own happiness and realize that, no matter what happens to you or in your life, that, at the end of the day, you have control over that. Do the things that make you happy. And while it may sound or can be selfish, at the end of the day, it's about your internal happiness. I think over the last few years that really has driven me to be who I am now and just have a level of peace in my life, which I didn't have at one point, and it just took me saying, okay, like even with my kids, I'm still responsible for my happiness, and sometimes you just have to let some of their problems go and to stay sane. And as far as business goes, if you're hesitant, I just say don't get caught up in analysis paralysis. Sometimes you just have to start, even if you might fail, but at least you started and you learn from your mistakes, and don't let mistakes keep you stuck, because they can and they will. But my advice would be just start. If you have an idea, kind of market it, kind of gauge the people that you think would be interested, and do it. Do the work.
Yes, because I think some people are afraid to start because they're afraid to fail, that they're going to fail. But
and it doesn't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect, right? You have time to recreate it, different versions of whatever it is that you're doing until you get it right. So but how do you know if you don't start?
You gotta start somewhere. Right?
Yep.
Thank you, Siobhan.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
This was great.
I appreciate you coming. This was fun. It was a lot of fun. I hope that you'll come back and visit sometime and come back on my show and let me know what you're doing.
Sure.
Give us an update on your, especially after you go to Jamaica.
Yes.
And my gosh.
Hopefully I get my summer body right.
Yeah. You got down. Look, it's a countdown. It's a countdown. July. Yeah. If you haven't got it now,
right?
Look, it's a countdown. You only got a month,
right?
This is about to be May. Yeah. So I think you'll be okay. Yeah. Well, you guys, please again, I'm gonna say like and follow, subscribe, both YouTube, my Tomorrow's Daily Life. Please like and follow and tell a friend, please. And follow because if you follow on my Spreaker podcast on the Tomorrow show, then you'll get all the notifications when I publish something new. So please again follow. And I will be going live again with another surprise guest on Saturday. So please tune in Saturday to Tomorrow's show. That should be really good. We will be going live around 3-ish. I won't say precise, give that precise time, because you sit down and but it won't be exactly, because it is my show when we start. But around 3-ish. So you guys please tune in and enjoy the show. Ron, thank you for listening, and for all those who commented. Not only Ron, but Mark Johnson, Kay, all of you who commented and supported this live show and commented and gave us questions and laughed
Yes.
with us. Thank you so much. And please tune in again. I will be going live again, like I said, on Saturday. So once again, thank you. And you guys have a great and fabulous evening. What did you say, Ron? It's going to be a trip from hell.
He's talking about the
Well,
Canada trip.
all right. All right. Well,